Hi, once again, is the Mental Monster, and I am the Mental Monster because society has labeled me as the Mental Monster because they're so afraid of mental illness they do not know what to do about it. Okay? I put out lots of videos now. I hope somebody's looking at them. I hope somebody's learning from them. If they don't, well, you know what? You have to understand society in order to live in society. Okay? Society made me an anthropologist. Because of me being stabbed at 8 years old, I've had no choice but to step outside your people's world and watch every fucking thing. I have to know every fucking thing, every detail about it, how it happens, why it happens. I have to watch it happening for myself. And when I do that, then I know. Then I know. Once I know all about that, then I can start going back over those tapes that play in my head. Yes, I have almost a photographic memory. If you don't understand mental illness, then you don't under-fucking-stand the world. There are so many people with mental illness in the United States of America, it's not even funny. Yet, because you don't understand it, you label us as a monster. We're not monsters, folks. We're people. P-E-O-P-L-E. People. Okay? Now let's talk about domestic violence, because domestic violence, folks, is the mental monster's worst crime in this world. I don't fucking care what your criminologists say or anything. It's the worst fucking crime in this world. Your wife and your children do not fucking deserve to be hit. They don't deserve to be beat. I understand that you're pissed off or you're drunk because of fucking your life, because your finances aren't right, because something ain't right in your life. Maybe you have an addiction to something and you can't get that addiction. And we're going to talk about addiction, because I studied addiction. I also studied ethics and law, so I'll go there. Any rate, a piece of paper is what the government's idea is to stop domestic violence. When there's a domestic violence situation in a house, one of them goes to jail, sometimes both of them go to jail, and when both of them go to jail, they take the children, they put the children in children's services. That family's fucked, dude. That family's so fucked, they ain't never going to get out. I know. I've lived it. I know. My mother had to help get a child. It took so damn long to get the child back in our family, it was not funny. And there was no abuse. A girl said she didn't know how to handle her child because she couldn't understand her child. Her child would cry and she couldn't understand the child. So she called child services and she says, I'm afraid I'm going to hurt my child because the child doesn't listen to me. Well, child services went and took the child. Child services didn't realize that the child couldn't fucking hear and had to have tubes and shit put in their ears. Well, when you're a young mother and your child can't hear you, okay, you're not an abusive parent. Okay? My niece did that. My niece now has a master's degree in human service field, and guess what? She ain't going to get a job. You know why she ain't going to get a fucking job, folks? Because you're not going to let her help anybody. And she knows what happened in this world, and all she wants to do is help, but the United States government stops all the help from happening. They stop every fucking bit of it, because they don't understand you have to help the whole situation. And in a domestic violence situation, when the cop goes to that house, that cop is freaking out inside because he might get hurt in that situation. You know what? Folks, domestic violence is deadly. And it can all be stopped. And not with a fucking restraining order. A restraining order doesn't stop the bullet. It doesn't stop the fist. It doesn't stop the knife. Okay? I'm going to prove that to you right now. In Oregon, we had a guy. The jail system was so full, they were just freaking. They were kicking people back out into the streets. They'd book them and kick them right back out into the street. And this guy said, don't let me go. He said, if you let me go, I'm going to go kill my wife. And they kicked his ass out the door. They didn't fucking believe him. They kicked his fucking ass out the door, and he went and killed his fucking wife, and now he's dead too. Folks, you gotta listen to fucking people. You have to fucking listen to people. And you don't. You don't know how to listen to people. You don't know how to take people seriously. Domestic violence is horrible. When it happens and the cop shows up at the house, what has to happen is, somebody has to go to jail to fucking stop the situation right this second. But then a life coach. Somehow the United States government has to get a life coach back into that family, so that family is a family again. They have to teach that family how to fucking how to sit down and discuss everything. They have to make that family whole, because families don't know how to be whole, because every time they go somewhere and they try to do something to help themselves, they hit a roadblock from the United States government. Folks, I've been living this for 51 years. I know how to fucking fix shit, and if they listen, we'll fix shit. But you have to help domestic violence. If you don't help the whole situation, the woman's right back with the guy, and before long that woman's dead. Because you didn't stop nothing. You try to take the two people apart instead of putting the two people together in the right situation. You don't help the family. You break the family up because of domestic violence. Help the fucking family get back together and help them fucking live as a community people, and help them support the community and help them live strong in the community. And Jesus, we have the world at our hands. People could do anything if we had. If everybody had the same chances in life, this world would be different, because people would try. But when you kick us people down, and you kick these people that have these problems down, you know, when you kick that down, and I'm going to tell you what, folks, domestic violence to me is the worst crime in this fucking world. And if you don't stop beating your fucking wives, people like me are going to beat your ass up, because I think it's wrong to hit a woman. I think it's wrong to hit a child unless you're punishing that child with a spanking on his butt. Okay, you don't beat that frickin' kid with a whip and put marks on him. You spank their butt, because that teaches that kid that there is a punishment for there's a consequence for every action they take. And if you teach them that, them kids, they learn right from wrong. They grow up like me, learning right from wrong. I know it's wrong to shoot and kill people. I'm mentally ill, and I know that, okay? But a lot of mentally ill people don't know that, because they never were taught that. They didn't get that shit drilled into their head like I did. I pay attention, I watch everything. This world needs change. Please help us change this world. Give the families life coaches. Create jobs and give life coaches. Help the fucking people. This is the Mental Monster signing off for a little bit. I'll see you in a bit when I talk about something else.